Welcome to 1 Year Coatings. This is another superior product wash and shine with Nxtzen Znr for the rinseless, the 7th wash. As I said before, I'm trying to do some from the manufacturers. Black Rhino obviously doesn't. Just showing the liquids up a lot closer there so you can see them. And then moving on to the wash, starting out as per normal, with spraying on the foam in the foamer. And I think what's interesting in that specific is you do tend to see it slightly part, once again, on the Black Rhino coating, not so much on the DIY. I don't necessarily think that makes a great deal of difference. I also don't need a massive amount of dwell time. Everything that's done here is done at 3-speed for the whole of the wash. So when the wash is finished, you can times that by 3, and that's the length of time it took me just to wash off the body pieces and clean. Yes, I'm doing the back and the top and the front too, which I shouldn't really, but I feel it's better too. On washing off, as you can see, it's quite easy. Once again, this is their no smell, no nothing extra product for them to make it as easy as possible. This is technically a 3% dilution on there, but I think you need that to actually get some foam that sticks. I don't necessarily like it falling off the panel. The warmer the weather, the worse it is, because it usually starts drying on. Once that's done, of course, I'm going to come out with my pre-drying towel, and then my drying towel, which is the method of mass drying. And I'm also showing here that I'm using the Detoco sponge, zooming in there and zooming back just to avoid any excess people being on camera that don't need to. I think there's always tends to be more dirt at the bottom of the vehicle. Anyway, switch over. And yes, I am actually washing the rest of the car too. Now I'm out drying. The next thing, of course, is I'm just doing a pre-dry first, and then I'm going to use the WD towel. Probably didn't really need to do the pre-dry. It's warm enough. I'm going to do the old tick-tock, pull the towel across the top, because that's just easier. I do prefer to use a hand to wipe around windows most of the time because you need to get in the corners, but that is what it is. Quickly wipe down the doors just to make sure. It also ensures if there is any dirt left, it's on the pre-towel, and the pre-towel is generally wetter. And then I'm dried off. Next thing to do is to go around to the other side, and once again spraying on. The only question always bears in mind is whether you think the foam is thick enough. But the foam is on there, and I don't think it needs to be really any thicker. Now, the good thing about using a foamer is you're using a lot less product. When you wash off, you're washing off a lot less product onto the floor, and that's something I've had more issues with when I look. You can see that it is dripping down, but only a little. You can see a little bit more parting on Pam's side, I think, but no, I guess maybe Superior's is actually parting too. Once again, back over to come wash off. Yeah, I guess I'm washing off the top first, that'll bring it down. And once again you can see that it washes off fairly easily, which to me is fine. That's what I'm looking for. Equivalently, this can do about 1 gallon a minute, but obviously with the restriction it can't do quite as much, but at least out of my 3-gallon sprayer, I'm satisfied that there's enough of the material coming off. And if you look at the floor, you'll see there's not really too much soaps on the floor itself. Something I like. Just making sure I hit the bottom well and everything well before moving on to drying. Except I shouldn't be moving on to drying. I should have been moving on to washing. I think because I'd already technically washed the top, I went on to drying. How we all make mistakes. Then I think, oh, hang on, I haven't used the sponge, so let me go and get the sponge. Sponge the rest of it down. As it's only the windows, that's pretty reasonable. Fortunately, the microfiber was damp with the rinseless anyway. And as for the rinseless, to me, once again, feels perfectly fine to use. Only using about 25 milliliters in the 3 liters, which is pretty good. It's 1,000 to 1 ratio. It feels slick enough for usage. The work that it's doing is fine for the cleaning. Once complete, and then back over with the drying media, or drying towel, which once again I don't necessarily think I needed because it was warm enough that it was drying, but I use it as a standard. You can see I wring out the excess liquid, and then it's the WMD towel. Once again, the old TikTok pull across, and then box the window and dry. And then dry the panel off. Another washed on. Comment if you want. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Until next time.